For many centuries, men had been building themselves homes. Today, there are many amazing mansions around the world. Many took years to build. Many cost millions of dollars. Many were inspired by nature, many by history, and many by fantasy. Some are beautiful, some are wonderful, and some are strange. Here are 10 mansions you don't normally see every day. Number 10. The transparent house in Tokyo. One of the things homes offer is privacy. But if that is not among your priorities, you can live in House NA, a completely transparent apartment. Built in 2011, this 592 square meter building located in Tokyo, Japan, was built with highly transparent glass supported by white frames. It consists of 21 glass prisms placed on top of one another. Each prism represents an apartment. There are no interior walls. Hence, this house is completely transparent. Everything you do is completely in the open. Designed by architect Su Fujimoto and constructed by Heisei Construction, this house was inspired by people living on trees. According to the owner, life on a tree then was interesting. When you are on one branch, you can easily relate to people on another branch. This see-through building has wide windows that ensure plenty of sunlight and ventilation, and a lot of beautiful architectural designs despite its no-wall concept. Notwithstanding, you must only live there if you have nothing to hide. Number 9. Nautilus Giant Seashell House, Mexico. If you are inspired by nature and want to know how mollusks feel living in a shell, you don't have to turn to a snail. Just buy this house and enjoy the shell experience. The giant seashell house looks like a shell, whether you are looking at the interior or the exterior. This multicolor house was designed and built by Javier Senosiain in 2006. The exterior has walls plastered with color mosaics and a rainbow effect. With the builder's choice of ferro cement construction, cemented steels were used to give the house a shell curve. And when you get inside the house, you will feel like you are in a shell. Although it has smooth surfaces, the stairs are spiral and there are a lot of circles, and the rooms were shaped to mimic the inside of a mollusk. This is certainly a home you can live in if you want something different. Number 8. Spaceship House. Many things have inspired architectural design. One of them is a spaceship. Whether to search for the aliens or just out of fantasy, Curtis King of 1972 was an admirer of spaceships, and that led to the construction of this home in 1972. This 2,000 square feet home is designed like an elevated spaceship. It has drop-down staircases that lead you to the rounded house made with steel and concrete. Every room is equally rounded, and even the furniture in the house was mostly round in shape. Then, in 1972, the house cost about $250,000 to build. Number 7. Mansion on a tree. Can you live on a tree? Maybe you can't, but you won't have a problem living in Horace Burgess's treehouse. The clergyman claimed God told him to build a treehouse, and he indeed built one that was regarded as the world's largest treehouse. This is not just a house, but a big mansion on top of a tree. Burgess started building the house in 1993, and it took him 12 years to build this gigantic structure. The treehouse was 97 feet tall and was supported by 6 trees. There are 80 rooms in the house, a church auditorium, and a basketball court. So it served as a residential home, a recreation center, and a worship center. An amazing number of 23 weddings were conducted in the church auditorium while the building lasted. But unfortunately, the government closed down the building in 2012 for violation of fire safety. And indeed, the building caught fire in 2019 and was burned down within 15 minutes. That's awful. Number 6. The Clock Tower Penthouse in Brooklyn. There is a clock tower in Brooklyn, But on top of this building is a mansion that will make you wow. Or what else do you expect from a $15 million mansion? If you live in this mansion, you need not worry about the time because you live inside a clock. This triplex penthouse is 633 square meters in area, located on top of a clock tower, and every wall of the building has a huge clock on it. The clocks provide ventilation, beauty, and uniqueness. Number 5. The Bridge House in Malibu. If you have $6.35 million, you can live in the Bridge House in Malibu, California. We are all used to moving from one apartment to another in a mansion through staircases or elevators, but you surely don't do that all the time using bridges. The Bridge House consists of 3 pods that are joined by bridges. Designed by Sorensen Architects and was built in 2010, the Bridge House was built on top of a hill and provides a good ocean view. Put the 3 pods together, it has an area of over 7,000 square feet, consisting of spacious bedrooms, bathrooms, gym, and massage room. It was initially offered for $8.25 million, but now you can have it with all the bridges for just $6.35 million. Did I call $6.35 million just? Number 4. Residence Church. Whatever your religion, living in a church will certainly be different from living in a conventional home. But when a home is converted to a church, the feelings of the church will still be there. That is the case with St. Jacobus Church in Utrecht that was converted to a residential home in 2007. The church had been built since 1870, and when it was abandoned, Zech Architects proposed to convert it to a residential home. It was eventually converted to a big home, but a lot of the structure was still preserved. From the outside, you will see the 19th century church, but inside, a residential mansion. Number 3. Antilia Unidentical Mansion. If you are worth $49 billion, then you can do wonders. Mukesh Ambani, the oil and gas tycoon and the richest man in India, spent $2 billion on building his mansion. Yes, a whopping $2 billion. But that is less than 5% of his net worth anyway. It is not just about the cost of this mansion that is special, but also the design and the features. In Mumbai, Antilia, as he named the mansion, is a 27-story skyscraper in which no floor is identical to another, whether in design or building materials. Though it is a 27-story building, Antilia is so tall that it is the height of a 40-story building. So this building with a height of 550 feet and a total area of 400 square feet has 27 different designs and as much of building material. Despite being a private home, there are 9 elevators in the building, a multi-story garage that can accommodate 168 cars, spa, theaters, and many other luxuries. And when you get to the top, you will be able to enjoy a good view of the Arabian Sea. Number 2. The Stone House in Yemen. So, there is a house on the rock, but that is not very special. What is special about Dar al-Hajar Wadi Dari Valley in Yemen is that this 5-story mansion that once served as a royal palace was built on the remains of another house. Since 1700, a stone house had been built on a rock. Then in 1920, the Yemen royalty decided to build a mansion on the existing house, and what they got was fantastic. This 5-story building looks as if it grows out of the rock and features many interesting architectural designs. The window frame and the colors that blend perfectly with the rock make it unique. It creates a very beautiful sight from any angle you view it. And when you remember that this building has been standing since 1920, you will wow again. Number 1. The Airplane House in Lebanon. A lot of airplanes had been converted to a home, but will you rather live in a home converted to an airplane? That is what this eccentric building in Mizyara, Lebanon offers. Owned by Michael Suleiman, a Lebanese and Australian businessman, this home was built with concrete but in the shape of an airplane. It has 2 floors, a rounded nose, cockpit, tail, wings, staircase, and landing wheels. On each side of the floors are 30 holes to make it look exactly like Airbus A380. So when you look at it, what you will think you see is an airplane made with bricks. That's weird, huh? Among all these mansions, which one would you prefer to live in? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and please like our video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos in the future.